So here's a quick walk through my BioCube. Bear with me, I'm not really a real YouTuber, but I got the BioCube. I added the spin stream nozzle, a programmable power head where you can do like pulsing or constant and change the intensity and the frequency, all kinds of different stuff there. I may not wind up keeping that. The only reason it's still in there is because sometimes when I need to add things to the tank, some of them say to turn off the protein skimmer and the filter and stuff, but I don't like it being completely still in there, so I'll turn that on to keep some water flow in there while the pump's off. But other than that, I'm not really crazy about that thing, especially since the end plan is to add some seahorses. Life Rock, I added the Coralife colored epoxy putty to it. I will say this, I was not at all happy with that stuff because once it dries and is cured, the slightest little touch, it comes loose. And I mean the slightest little touch, even after it's cured and dried. So what I wound up doing is I put it all together, I let the stuff dry and cure, and then I double checked it, and yeah, it came loose real easy. So I just took it all back apart. The putty stayed intact. It just, you know, it looked like I molded clay or something in there. Then I added Gorilla Super Glue Gel to it to really bond everything together. The putty basically just added more contact points, and the super glue basically bound it all together. That being said, I found out if I ever need to take that out for whatever reason, it is coming out in one piece. It is not going to come apart unless I break it. Got the 20-pound bag of Nature's Ocean #1 Live Sand White, which is supposed to be more coarse than the regular. And I'm pointing that out because I also mixed in an 8-pound bag of the even more coarse reef sand. It's the stuff where when you look online, it's going to have bits of peach colored stuff, maybe pink, bits of shell and crushed coral and stuff like that. So my point being, if, ooh, I missed a spot cleaning the glass. My point being, if these are the more coarse sands, I'd hate to see the finer stuff. But anyways, bunch of Nature's Ocean live water. When I poured it in, I didn't have the livestock yet. I hadn't even actually ordered any yet. So I just kind of dumped the 20-pound bag in here, poured the 8-pound bag over that, and then I just let that water dump in as fast as it would dump in to kind of stir everything up. It only took about 22 hours to clear up. One thing that surprised me was once it did clear up, it did not look like it had been through a dust storm in here. It was all clear, with the exception of a couple of the little nooks and crannies. You can kind of see how little, this rock for some reason has a lot bigger voids in it, and some of it did kind of build up in there, but I don't really care too much, as long as it's not like, you know, it didn't make my tank look like it'd been in a dust storm, so it's all good. So once that cleared up, I went on saltwateraquarium.com and I ordered these two gladiator clownfish directly. They came directly from ORA. They're ORA bred. They came from the ORA farm directly, overnight air. But I did have to order them from another website because ORA does not sell directly. Why they do not sell directly, but they do ship directly, I don't know. But along with them, I ordered a ORA green finger leather coral. Now here's the thing about them. There's one of them. I ordered one. And for some... Oh, come on, focus. For some reason, they sent me two. Now, that one right there, I have moved it from there to there to there to there to there. I don't know what's up with it. Every time I move it, it perks up and looks really good for a day or two, and then it goes right back to kind of being an FML state of mind. That being said, I don't see it right now, but along with these corals, a day or two after I put them in there, I was looking at that particular one right there. And right there where them rocks separate, there was a tiny, tiny little crab sitting there chilling out. So he evidently came as a hitchhiker, focus, you piece of crap, as a hitchhiker along with that coral, because there's nowhere else he could have come from. He didn't come with the fish, he didn't come with the sand, he didn't come with the dry rock. So I don't see him right now, but there is a video on my channel of him. Yeah, I was just sitting there looking at the coral, and all of a sudden I see something moving. What the hell is a crab there? So 2 days after that, I did a water test. Now, what I personally did is I bought this guy right here, where it tests for salt water. It'll test your carbonate hardness. It'll test your pH, your nitrite, and your nitrate. Now, when I tested it, I thought either something screwed up with this test or my eyes are lying to me or something, because everything I tested was right in the perfect range. Especially the nitrite and nitrate. I'm like, okay, there's only been livestock in this tank for 2 days, water in it for like 5 days. There's no way. So I tested it again, and the same thing came back. I'm like, something's wrong with these test kits. But this one was also telling me everything was perfect. Now, I do want to say one thing. If you are going to spend $400 on this aquarium, and plus, I mean, that's just the aquarium alone. The water, the sand, the rocks, everything, it all adds up. If you're not going to bother buying some sort of test kit, whether it's these, whether it's this brand, whatever. If you're not going to bother buying test kits, don't bother, period. Seriously. You need these test kits to check your parameters. So, I thought I was either doing something wrong or my eyes are screwing me, like something wasn't right. So I actually took a mason jar of water to 2 different local fish stores, and they both came back with the exact same results. So like, how old is your tank? I'm like, it's had livestock in it for 2 days. They're like, oh, don't give me that. No, I'm serious. The tank cycled in like a day or two, if it even took that long. By the time I checked it, it had already cycled. So fast forward a few weeks, a couple days ago, I got one order, and then the next day I got another order. I went on saltwateraquarium.com again, and I ordered a 25-gallon beginner reef cleanup crew. Now, the only reason I ordered the beginner is because the regular one came with a couple things I didn't particularly want, and I just, the livestock that comes with the beginner one, I just liked what it had better. Plus, it was cheaper. So, it came with 10 assorted hermit crabs. And by assorted, they mean some red, some blue. You know, there's a few of them in there. You can kind of see them here and there moving around every once in a while. But I also added a 5-pack of more blues. But the pack also came with 10 Nassarius snails, and why do you look dead? 7 Nassarius snails. And you can't, there's one right there sticking up. On top of that, I also ordered a 5-pack of margarita snails. And where the crap all they are right now, I don't know. There's one back there. If you can see it, I don't know. You can't see it on camera. He's right there in the corner. Wow, that's crazy. But anyways, yeah. Oh, also, almost forgot about him. Now, that is what they call a Sally Lightfoot crab. However, there are 2 different scientific species of crab that they call Sally Lightfoot. This one should not be a problem, knock on wood. I don't think he's going to bully anything. He just seems like he wants to be left the hell alone. Anytime anything comes, even if it's just a little I got a couple of these hermit crabs are so tiny you can barely even see them moving. And he even seems afraid of them. So I don't think he's going to be a problem. Now, when I ordered those from saltwateraquarium.com, I also ordered this pulsing Xenia. And holy crap, my expectations were blown away. And I need to turn that fan off. And it will make that Xenia look better. That's one of those things where when I turn that fan on, that Xenia doesn't seem to appreciate it. Yeah, it'll look better in a minute. I was blown away at how good that looked. I've only had that for a couple days, so I paid $30 for that frag. Yeah. Let's see here. I got from, the day after I got all that, I also got my order from seahorse-savvy.com. I got what they call a mini bright red sponge, which, yeah, it's about as orange as it looks on the camera there. He's cool though. But then I also got this yellow ball sponge, which I named Bob. Get it? SpongeBob. But along with SpongeBob, another little hitchhiker I got, aside from that little crab, yeah, you can see him right there. A little tiny brittle starfish. So I bought SpongeBob, and I guess Patrick couldn't stand to let him go and hitchhiked along with him. He does have part of one of his legs broken off, but it should regenerate. It's not the whole leg, it's just like half of it, let's say. So he'll be fine. He just kind of likes to chill on that little island. I didn't put that rock in there until I ordered these 2 sea fans. Well, okay, backtrack. I ordered 1 sea fan. I got 2. Along with these sponges. I also, along with the sea fans, if I can find them, there's one of them right there. See that pink guy right there? Him. And, oh, there he is right there. I ordered 2 coralline covered Nassarius snails. To be honest, I ordered them more for the coralline than the snail factor. I may wind up ordering a couple more though. But yeah, that's about where I sit right now. I've got over 2 liters of Seachem Matrix in there, which is enough for a 400-gallon tank. And I ordered added 2 bottles of the Dr. Tim's one and only Reef Safe Live Bacteria. Each bottle was good for a tank this size, 30 gallons. I added 1. I just poured it into the main tank here. Kind of went over the rocks with it mostly, and then just kind of over the rock, and then just kind of like that. Dipped it in the water, poured it out a few times. And then the other one I did directly into the filter chamber with the center and the bag over here. So, yeah, that's, I did order this power strip just because it was on Amazon. I liked that every switch, or every outlet had its own switch. I ordered these labels so I could remember which one's which, without getting too confused. Skimmer, LED hood, the television's in there too, the heater, you get the idea. But yeah, I really like that, oh yeah, that's the fan. But yeah, I mean, I've been really happy. Everything's been pretty good. I know I do have a little bit of an algae bloom in there. I kind of left the light on one day. And then I just kind of decided to screw it. I got the cleanup crew coming, so let's see if they can handle it or not. They have done tremendous with it in the 2 days that I've had them, so I'm kind of thinking I might just let it go. Because it was a lot worse. Yeah, I did clean up the glass a little bit, but for the most part, I've just kind of been letting the cleanup crew take care of it. What am I forgetting? I'm sure there's something. Chemi Pure Blue's in there, along with some the bio pellets. I forget what the brand name of them is. I will look it up after I'm done recording this, and I will put a bit of information in the description. But these bio pellets right here do not require a reactor. You can literally just put them into a high flow media bag, which is what I did. They're sitting right underneath the filter media on top and above the matrix. And there's also one pack, just because of when the algae started coming up, I decided to just go ahead and put in one Chemi Pure Blue. It wasn't out of this pack, it was one of the little tubs. But I do have these standing by just for if I ever need them. I won't use them unless I need them for a reason. Especially since I got the skimmer, the filter pads, everything else in there. One of the pads I have is actually a carbon activated one too. But yeah, I mean, I got the Nassarius snails too. Yeah, I don't see that little itty bitty crab that came in with the hitchhiker with the leather coral. He's usually right in there somewhere, but he was there a little bit ago, but I don't see him now, probably because that asshole's there. I'm not gonna lie, the more I have him here, the more I really don't like him. But as long as he doesn't really cause me any trouble, I think I'll just go ahead and keep him. He doesn't really seem to bother anybody. He just kind of seems to be more like kind of a leave me alone kind of guy. Don't bother me, I'm eating. But, yeah. If anybody wants to buy a purple sea fan, I'm not going to ship it. But if you live anywhere in northern LA County and you're interested in it, let me know. Yeah, you can see that that rock structure's got some depth to it, a lot of good voids. I probably should have shoveled a little bit more dirt or gravel back into them voids, but the Nassarius snails are pretty much taking care of that. Yeah. I'm sure I'm forgetting something, but I think that pretty much wraps it up. Yeah. Oh, one other thing. If I had to make one recommendation, you know, everybody's got their own taste and what they want to feed their fish, brands, types of food, and everything. One thing every reef tank should have, or really any aquarium should have, is garlic. It not only makes, you know, dangling garlic in front of a fish is kind of like dangling a crack rock in front of certain people. This will not only make them go batshit nuts for the food, it'll also help them fight off parasites and things like that. So always keep garlic around. Obviously, you're not going to use your garlic powders and stuff from the cooking aisle. But, yeah, this stuff's great. Definitely always have that around. Other than that, I think that pretty much sums it up. Like I said, I'm sure I'm going to forget something. I'm sure some of you guys are going to be like, oh, well, you should have done something different. Or you shouldn't have done this, or you should have done that, or, you know, yeah, blah, 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 blah. So far, everything's going great. Yeah, I mean, basically at this point, the only thing left to do is I'll probably add a couple more corals. I'll probably get rid of that finger leather coral, not just this sea fan. I'll probably sell this sea fan. I'm still up in the air as to what to do with that leather coral, but I definitely don't want to keep both of them. I'll probably add some zoanthids over here, you know, and maybe a gorgonian over there, you know. I don't know. I'm still looking. But I definitely want to get a blue mandarin dragonette. And the end goal with this is to add 2 seahorses. That's the end game with this tank right here, is it's eventually going to be a seahorse tank. 2 Hippocampus erectus. Yeah. I won't get into my other seahorse tank right now, but yeah. That pretty much sums it up, I think. Like I said, I'm sure I'll forget something as soon as I stop recording. But, I mean, if I can do something like this, you know, they say so simple an idiot can do it. Well, this idiot did it. So, I think I'll wrap it up. If anybody has any questions or is looking for some tips or whatever, I don't claim to be an expert. This is not my first reef tank. The first one failed by no wrongdoing of my own. We had a big, huge earthquake and I wasn't home, and it... So, yeah, any questions, let me know. I'll be happy to help you. If I don't know the answer, I'll tell you flat out I don't know the answer. I'm not going to lie to you. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Sorry this is so long-winded. Yeah. Talk to you later. Alright, so I knew I forgot something. And you're going to have to just take my word for this because I literally just dumped this. Like literally 5 seconds ago. So this is the Coralife Biocube protein skimmer. Now, if you're going to be watching the YouTube reviews of this, know this. A couple years ago, or a few years ago, whenever it was, they came out with an updated version of this. The old one was trash. This one is good. If you set it up right. Now, whether it's in a biocube or not, you want this cup to be out of the water. So, if you got a biocube, you're going to use the built-in mounting hook that's... Yeah, I mean, you can't see it, but it's right underneath there, and I'm not going to dip my phone in the water for you to see it. But, you want this cup to be out of the water, first and foremost. Second of all, it does work a billion times better after about a week or two. The first week or so, I was getting bubbles, but I wasn't really getting foam. And all I was getting in the cup was just clear water. So after about a week or two, it started working a lot better. But I've also found that if you take the air adjustment screw here, turn it all the way tight and close it off to where you're not getting any bubbles, and then just barely open it up just to where it starts bubbling again. And I mean, you would not believe the amount of nasty, filthy, disgusting looking crap I get out of here on a very regular basis. So yeah, I will also say this. I have seen some things online talking about with this particular skimmer, a lot of people are getting air bubbles coming through the inlet here, and just micro bubbles all over the inside display tank. Now, what I found with mine is I was getting the same problem. And as it broke in and started skimming better, it did somewhat subside, not completely. Now, what I did find is that when I turn that power head off completely, it solves the problem. Because some of the air bubbles do come out through there's these little openings in the bottom of the chamber, and some do come out through there. But if the fan is off, the power head is off, it'll just run them through here and you'll never see them. But for some reason, when you turn that power head on and it starts circulating, it forces a lot of those bubbles to come out and they go through the main display tank. So, and I mean, even when I've turned that thing completely all the way down, it still sucks the bubbles into the tank. Wow, I need to change that filter pad. I know this filter pad's supposed to be underneath the other ones. When I was working and doing some stuff in here, I stirred up a lot of dust and crap, and it was all over the tank. So I just this is a 50 micron polishing pad, so I just kind of threw it over there to catch a lot of the stuff that I stirred up, and I could probably go ahead and take it out and just throw that away. I'll do that when I'm done recording here. But yeah, this is the chamber where I've got the Chemi-Pure Blue and the bio pellets. Now, I didn't have them in at first until I kind of needed them. And then I've got the matrix sitting here, and then 3 like that. And then in here where the pump actually is, I've got a much larger bag of some more matrix in there that the water has to flow through to get back into the... and there's a good look at that spin stream moving. So... oh, and also, I did... before I ordered the livestock, and after I got the water in it and everything, I did go ahead and just kind of for the hell of it, I ordered, I guess I can close that. I ordered 2 jars of the Galaxy Pods from Algae Barn, and 1 jar of the Apocalypse Pods, just because supposedly they're extremely nutritious, those particular ones. So I had originally thought that they were all gone, you know, sucked up through the filter and dead and everything. But when I got that algae bloom kind of coming through here on the glass, I was sitting there looking at it real close one day, and you're not going to see them now, and you're not going to see them on the camera and everything. But they were actually all over that algae. I could barely see them. So, and why is that fan suddenly not have its polyps out? Anyways, oh, I know why. Yeah, pretty sure that sums it up now. Yeah, I hope this has been informative for you. Like I said, if you have any questions, let me know. I'm not going to lie to you. I'm not going to claim to be an expert, but I seem to be finding a lot of stuff that's working. Knock on wood. So, yeah. Hope you guys have a good one.